Good Monday morning, YouTube. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys are going to have a great work week. So I watched a little bit of, on and off, a little bit of the 91st annual Oscar award presentations last night, the 2019 Oscars. And I just want to give my little review of it as it pertains to a lot of black people, men and women in Hollywood. The first thing I noticed was Billy Porter. He's an actor. He's an openly gay man in Hollywood. He walked the red carpet. He also did a lot of interviews in the pre-Oscar ceremony last night. He did a lot of interviews, but what I noticed most about Billy Porter is, he wore a black velvet dress. Tuxedo Dress on the red carpet last night. And what that said to me, it just really furthered my belief that there is an effeminization program geared towards effeminizing the black male in particular. And when he walked this dress and was praised for wearing this dress on the red carpet, it said to me that this is the image that Black Hollywood wants to emulate or present to the world as it pertains to black men. It is also sending a very negative message, in my opinion, to heterosexual young black men. A lot of people don't agree with me. I was not impressed by this. I don't see why he was being praised by anybody black in particular. I can understand why non-black people would praise Billy Porter for wearing this dress and portraying this image of the black male, because it effeminizes, like I said, as well as emasculates the image of the strong black male. Okay, it downplays the necessary need of the great need for the strong black heterosexual male as it pertains to our black community. Okay? Because we know that our country, as well as Africa, the continent of Africa, and many countries around the world are undergoing a depopulation of black people program in this world right now. Okay, so that's why this dress was being praised last night. Billy Porter said that he was trying to push the cultural norms. You know, he was trying to, just have people question the traditional gender roles. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever. I didn't like it. Anyway, there was also another black man in the dress last night, a heterosexual black man by the name of Brian Tyree Henry. He's played a lot of strong black male masculine roles. He was trotted out with Melissa McCarthy to present Black Panther with the Best Production and Best Costume Design Award last night. He appeared in this dress, and we know anytime a black man is presented in a dress in Hollywood, they are assimilating these black men. They are uplifting the need for everybody else in America to see the black man as docile, weak, and meek, because they are afraid of the image of the strong black heterosexual male. So that's what I thought about him. And I can't believe that Brian Tyree Henry would come out in a dress last night after he got through playing a role earlier in the year in a wonderful movie by the name of If Beale Street Could Talk. This movie is about the mass incarceration of black men in America. It is said on a side note that 1 in every 3 black men will have been incarcerated by the time he dies in this United States of America. This is because we have a ongoing of the black male mass incarceration rate in America. We have an ongoing problem with this mass incarceration situation. He played a great movie as a man that had been wrongfully convicted, wrongfully accused and convicted of a crime in this movie, If Beale Street Could Talk. And this man that he's talking to in a green shirt, he plays the role Fonny. He will also be in the movie wrongfully convicted and incarcerated in this movie. And that is what this movie was about. Basically, this movie is also a play that has been adapted for the screen, a play that was written by James Baldwin. If you don't know who James Baldwin is, I beg you, please Google James Baldwin. Okay? So I can't believe Brian Tyree went from this to this. It just shocked me. He also plays in Atlanta. These, a lot of black actors, black male heterosexual actors were snubbed for the Oscars last night. They're saying that the Oscars were very diverse. Last night they were somewhat diverse, but they did not go far enough to include more of our heterosexual black men, nor did they go far enough in including more of our black women. Okay, but these very strong heterosexual males were snubbed. Michael B. Jordan was snubbed for Black Panther. Brian Tyree Henry was snubbed for If Beale Street Could Talk. And also Daniel Kaluuya was snubbed for a couple of movies that he played in this year. He did win an award last year for Get Out. He is being dubbed as the next Denzel Washington because of his ability to transform into many different types of characters. Good characters, bad characters, heroes, villains. You know, he's a very diverse actor. He's a very popular, prominent, up-and-coming black actor, as well as these other two men. This is him winning the Best Picture award, Black Panther won the Best Picture award at the SAG Awards. They were snubbed for the Best Picture award last night. I thought it was real shady. This is Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali won an award last night for the Best Supporting Actor in the film Green Book. What is his name? My boy was upset about it. Spike Lee. We're going to talk about him in a minute. Regina King won a Best Supporting Actress award for the movie If Beale Street Could Talk. I think she's very deserving of all the awards that she's been given this season. She's been in the industry, they say, for over 14 years. She's played in a lot of our best, black films. Friday, Poetic Justice, a whole lot of them. So I'm happy for her. But Mahershala won. I believe that they gave this award to Mahershala Ali last night because Mahershala Ali, I love him. I think he's a beautiful black man, but I think that he's a fence rider. I think that he is, non-black Hollywood. The industry is comfortable with a black man like Mahershala Ali. He doesn't speak out on black issues. He did a movie. He won an award, also an Oscar for the movie Moonlighting. And in that movie Moonlighting, Mahershala Ali played an actor that was mentoring a little gay boy. Okay, and so that also goes towards the effeminization program of the black male, in my opinion. So they're comfortable with him. Now, like I said, Spike Lee wasn't good with it. Spike Lee won an award last night for his movie Black Klansman. He won the award for Best Adapted Screenplay. Spike Lee, he wasn't good with Green Book winning last night. He doesn't feel like Green Book should have won. I don't think that Green Book should have won. Many movies were snubbed in order to allow Green Book to win, like Black Panther, like Black Klansman, and like a whole lot of other movies. And this is Mahershala Ali in Green Book. They gave him this award, and also the Best Picture award went to Green Book. I think that they gave them this award, even though this movie wasn't that great. It was all right because it is more socially acceptable to have a movie about a black person, about a black man. A movie that's showing black love between the black man and the white man. They're in the movie. They're getting to know each other. They're becoming acceptable. They're accepting of each other's differences. Now, this is an All Lives Matter versus being a Black Lives Matter type of movie. So it won the Best Picture award. It was not deserving, in my opinion. Okay? These are some of the movies, like I said, that were snubbed for the Best Picture award. Black Panther, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk. All these movies were snubbed for that award. And for that reason, I don't think that the Oscars were as diverse as they claim to be. Black Panther was, however, did take home the award for Best Costume Design and Best Production Design. I was offended by that because if you are black in America, many of us anyway, we realize how culturally significant the movie Black Panther was, especially for our youth. All of the male role models were strong black men. They were heroes. Even Killmonger was an anti-hero. I didn't call him a villain. I call him an anti-hero. Okay, and the women were so strong and powerful and beautiful. I don't think that movie should have been snubbed because we know how culturally significant it was. Okay, and so let's talk about Spike Lee real quick before I close. If y'all still with me, Spike Lee, like I said, he won his award. He won his first Oscar last night for the movie BlacKkKlansman. When he got up, however, to do his speech, he spoke out against. He spoke a lot about Donald Trump, the 2020 election. He spoke about our history as being black people in America as it pertains to slavery. He said that we all need to, we need to get mobilized for the 2020 election to get Donald Trump out of office. You know what I mean? And he urged us basically to do the right thing. And also, Spike Lee was upset with the award that he was given last night. He was disappointed a little bit because in 1990, the Oscars snubbed him for the movie Do the Right Thing. He said every time he snubbed from, every time you see a picture of somebody driving somebody, he's going to lose, right? Because he was also nominated for the Best Picture award last night, and he lost to Green Book. He also lost in 1990 to a movie by the name of Driving Miss Daisy, okay? Which Morgan Freeman, a black man, was driving around this white woman, Miss Daisy, back in the day. Okay, so he's still salty about that because nobody's talking about Driving Miss Daisy anymore. They are, however, still talking about Do the Right Thing. I feel that Spike Lee should have won a couple of Oscars by now. The number one movie that I feel like he should have won an Oscar for was the movie Malcolm X. Okay? That movie was absolutely culturally significant to black people in this black community. I think Denzel Washington should have won a Best Oscar for the movie Malcolm X. But instead, years later, they gave him the award for playing a drug dealer, a bad cop that was a drug dealer. Okay, what was that name of that movie? Fridays or something like that? But anyway, Spike Lee's still kind of salty about that, right? So he goes on to talk about it. Spike Lee says, quote, every time somebody's driving somebody, I lose. And there's a reference to Driving Miss Daisy, to Do the Right Thing, losing to Driving Miss Daisy in 1990. Donald Trump was upset with Spike Lee this morning. Donald Trump, he slammed the Oscar winner Spike Lee for making a quote, racist hit on him during his acceptance speech for an Academy Award last night. So Donald Trump said, and I quote, be nice as Spike Lee. He said this in a tweet this morning. He said, be nice as Spike Lee could read his notes, or better yet, not have to use notes at all when doing his racist hit on your president, who has done more for African Americans, criminal justice reform, lowest unemployment numbers in history, tax cuts, etc., than almost any other president. That is what he tweeted about Spike Lee's acceptance speech last night. And we know when he says almost any other president, he is referring to the 44th president, Barack Obama. Okay? But anyway, y'all, this is my review, my little quick review on what I felt about the Oscar award ceremony last night as it pertained to our black actors and actresses. That's all I got for now. Let's get this conversation started in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about my review of the Oscars as it pertains to the black people, as it pertains to the black movies, the predominantly black movies, and the black actors, moreover, that were snubbed for these popularity contest awards. All right. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye. Peace.